As India is marching on the progress of innovation, it is important to protect the ideas of the innovators and the creators during this era. So here the IPR trends are comes in the picture. IPR is basically a legal rights given to the innovator or creator to protect his inventions or creation for certain period of time. This legal rights confers an exclusive right to be creator or is assigned to fully utilize his invention for a given period of time. Here, I would like to invite Dr. Akanksha Verma to a technical assistant in R&D department, GUJCOST, for welcoming our guest speaker Nikita Kumari.
Thank you, Poojan. On behalf of entire GUJCOST family, I, Dr. Akanksha, welcome our guest speaker, Ms. Nikita Kumari, who is working as examiner of patent and design. She will be discussing about the protection of different IPRs. We are grateful to her for accepting our invitation and becoming our guest speaker of today's webinar. I also welcome all the dignitaries who have joined this session, and I also welcome all the teachers, coordinators, participants who has joined this session through WebEx as well as GUJCOST YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the welcoming guest. Now, as per our tradition, we can start any program by doing the lamp lighting. So, I would request to for the lamp lighting. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite our advisor, GUJCOST, Dr. Narottam Sahu, sir, for the opening remarks of the program and some brief of the program.
Good morning, everybody. I hope I am audible to all.
Yes, sir.
So on behalf of Gujarat Council on Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Gujarat, I would like to welcome our guest faculty, Dr. Nikita Kumari, Examiner of Patents and Designs, who will be conducting this special session outreach program on IPR awareness under National IP Awareness Mission, NIPAM. So this is the program which GUJCOST normally conducts in various stakeholders, starting from the school students to college, university, engineering, and other stakeholders also through community science centers, through science city, through other university, IP cells, lots of things there. We have a close coordinations with TIFAC, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, CPAM, DPIIT, along with all patent offices. Also, we are closely coordinating the various forms of this IPR through different stakeholders in the state. It's a great occasion that we have received these collaborative programs from NIPAM, and today we have Nikita Kumari Madam to brief and to motivate our students, teachers, faculties, and even staff members, both in GUJCOST, our community science centers, and all our university IP cells also, who are joining this program through this virtual mode, and who are also watching this program through YouTube link. So everybody know that how IP is important and what is the significant role is there for IP for every stakeholders, for every segment, to fulfill the dreams and desire of our Honorable Prime Minister for creating or contributing for this Atmanirbhar Bharat. So let us start understand this IP very closely and start our contribution from the beginning. So we can contribute to the original thoughts, ideas, designs, our processes, intellectual property rights, properties for the contribution of our development of our states as well as our nations. So together, as we learn, as we explore, as we understand, and as we have some sort of deep knowledge deep into this IP culture, IP strategy, IP planning, IP coordination, then we can contribute to the IP sectors accordingly. So with this word, I welcome Nikita Kumari Madam, and I welcome all our participants, faculties, and science coordinators, communicators from all across the state, and others also, those who are watching this program through YouTube. I hope this session, as we are celebrating also this Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav, and has lots of philosophical connections, and these things are there. So I hope together we can make a difference for this IP culture and IP awareness and IP understanding in every sectors. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the great opening remarks of our program and brief of the IP cells of GUJCOST. Now, I would like to invite Miss Nikita Kumari, ma'am, our today's guest speaker, who will be briefing about all the IPR trends, processes, and functioning of the Patent Office of India. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first of all, thank you for your warm welcome. And Patent Office is eagerly waiting for any collaboration with the educational institute to make the life of IPR up to the ground level. So uh, this webinar is also going to conduct for the IPR awareness on the occasion of this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So Government of India is celebrating our independence journey since 1947. So to make this event grand, the government of India is organizing various events through different ministries. So the Ministry of Commerce and Industry is organizing the IPR awareness program because one of the department, that is the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, and under this department there is a one office, that is the Office of Controller General of Patents, Design and Trademark. So this office of CGPDTM is looking after all the 6 intellectual property rights. So this is the responsibility of this office of CGPDTM to make awareness about these IPRs. So let's start our presentation. So I'm going to share a screen. So please confirm whether you are able to see it or not. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for the confirmation. So let's start our discussion with the intellectual property. So why the government of India is organizing the IPR awareness program up to the ground level, up to the school, as colleges, universities, because it's the high time to be aware of the intellectual property rights, because the IPR is the key point in the growth of the in each and every economy, in the economy of any country, right? For example, our various inventors, such as we all know about the Sundar Pichai. So he is the Indian inventor. He studied here, and these inventors go abroad for higher studies, and they start doing job there only, and they start inventions there only. So the U.S. government filed the patent application, which were invented by the Indian inventors, right? And the USA is filing the patent application not only in USA but all over the world under some convention, right? So the USA is also going to file the patent application in India also, right? So these inventions will be granted a patent. So if patent would be granted, then to use that technology, we will have to pay the royalty for that patent, right? And these patents were invented by the Indian inventors, but we are paying the royalty to the US government because US has filed the patent application. And these inventions are invented by the Indian inventors. So we are paying for the inventions, we are paying money to the other government, to the USA, for the inventions which are invented by the Indian inventors. So the government of India is emphasizing on the staying of the inventors in India only, so that they can stay in India and can invent for India, so that those inventions will grow Indian economy, right? So the lack of awareness of IPR led to the Indian inventors to go to abroad. So if there is awareness about the IPR in Indian culture, in Indian environment, then Indian inventors can stay in India and can invent for India, so that we can get royalty from all over the world. So that royalty would help in growth of the economy, and we will have the autonomy on the technology, right? So, and in this webinar, we will be going to discuss about the basics of all the IPRs. The Office of CGPDTM is looking after for 6 IPRs. So we will be going to discuss about these 6 IPR, right? And also there is a small quiz at the end of the session. So if you listen carefully, if you then you will be able to answer all the questions. And in this webinar, the students of school level, college level are both the levels of the students are here. So I will be going to explain IPR in a very simple manner, and so that you will be able to answer at the end of the session for the quiz questions, right? So before going to the start of this discussion on the intellectual properties, first of all, we will have to discuss the meaning of property. So by the word property, we mean that if we pay the money to purchase anything, then that thing would be our property. For example, I have paid money to purchase the house. You have paid the money to purchase the car, then car and house will be your property, right? So if there is any dispute arises in the future, then how you will be going to prove that these property belongs to you? This property belongs to you. So how will you be going to prove? So for that, we will go for the registration of these properties in our name, and the registration is done in the government office, right? So after visiting the government office will provide us the exclusive right to use our property in a legal manner. So that if any dispute arises in the future, then we can show the registration document and we can claim that these property belong to us. So we have the exclusive right to use these properties as per our choice in a legal manner. So this is all about the property which we can see. That is the tangible property, right? Now, but there is one other type of property, that is the intangible property. And to have the intangible property, we don't have to pay the money, right? And after creating this intangible property, we can make money out of that intangible property, right? For example, if you have an idea to write a story, then you will take a pen and paper and write it, right? So this written story is your intangible property or intellectual property, because this is output of your intellect. This is output of your intelligence, right? And in that intellect, आपने कुछ efforts put किए होंगे, जैसे कि आपने पेन पेपर लिया उसको लिखा. So that written story is your intellectual property or intangible property, because it is output of your intellect. In that intellect you put some efforts, then intellectual property would be created, right? So in case of tangible property, we have visited the government office for its registration. In case of intangible properties also, for example, आपने story लिख दी, आपकी स्टोरी बहुत अच्छी है, उसकी बहुत सारी कॉपीज बनेंगी, मार्केट में बिकेंगे, सो दैट you will be able to make money out of that story, right? Now one of your friend will copy your story, and that friend would go for sale of the copies of this story and would make money from your story. But efforts was yours, and your friend is making money through your efforts. So to avoid this type of situation, to get the exclusive right over your intellectual property, you also will have to visit the government office for its registration. जैसे कि हमने घर का और गाड़ी का रजिस्ट्रेशन कराया था, ताकि उसको कोई और हमारी परमिशन के बिना ना यूज करे, ऐसे ही आपकी इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी है, आप उसका भी रजिस्ट्रेशन करवा सकते हैं, ताकि कोई और पर्सन आपकी परमिशन के बिना उस प्रॉपर्टी को यूज ना कर सके. सो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी क्या होता है? इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी वो होता है जो आपके इंटेलेक्ट का आउटपुट होता है. सो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी इज द क्रिएशन ऑफ माइंड, सच एज इन्वेंशन. So for example, Edison has invented this bulb, tungsten filament bulb. So tungsten filament bulb is the output of intellect of the Thomas Edison, right? So inventions, literary and artistic work. You have written story, novel, some report, and artistic work. Maybe you have made some sculptures, paintings. You have the Mona Lisa paintings. So if inventions, literary and artistic work, all are the output of your intellect. So these are the intellectual properties. और इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी कोई डिजाइन भी हो सकता है, जैसे कि हम चेयर खरीदने जाते हैं किसी दुकान पे, तो हम उसी चेयर को प्रीफर करते हैं जिसका डिजाइन सबसे अच्छा होता है। तो जो सबसे अच्छा डिजाइन बनाता है वो भी आपका एक इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी है। सिंबल्स, names and images that are used in commerce. Okay, please confirm whether you are able to see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ready.
So any output of our intellect is the intellectual property. Now to get the exclusive right over this intellectual property, or to stop others from using our intellectual property without our permission, so to protect our intellectual property, we have to visit the government office as in case of tangible property. So इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी के रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए भी हमें गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस को विजिट करना है। तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस हमारी इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी का रजिस्ट्रेशन करेगी, और उस रजिस्ट्रेशन को करने के बाद हमें एक एक्सक्लूसिव राइट मिल जाता है उस इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी को यूज करने का। एक्सक्लूसिव राइट का मतलब ये होता है कि आपको अपनी स्टोरी पे एक्सक्लूसिव राइट मिल गया, कॉपीराइट मिल गया, then other person will not be able to make copies of your story. If they are doing so, then they will have to take permission from you, and if they are making copies without your permission, then you will have the right to file a suit of infringement against that person, and the decision will be in your favor, right? So this is the importance of registration of the intellectual property. So इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स क्या होते हैं? जिनका इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टीज का रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाने के बाद जो हमें एक्सक्लूसिव राइट मिलते हैं, हम उनको इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स बोलते हैं। लेकिन जब हम टेंजिबल प्रॉपर्टीज का रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाते हैं, तो जो हमें एक्सक्लूसिव राइट मिलते हैं वो हमें लाइफ टाइम के लिए मिलते हैं, और वो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को ट्रांसफर हो जाते हैं। लेकिन